What's up, Alpha Gamers? W here, and I'm going nuclear. I know it's not that big of a deal though, because I'm always going nuclear. But for real, I just did a run, and you know it's my fourth 124 in a row at this point. It's not that big of a deal. I keep doing this, you know, 5, 6 in a row, no deaths, I never die. None of the runs ever died, all 124s. Casual. I'm playing with Carvel too. I'm playing with Carvel. I'm just busting out 124. It's better than everyone else. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, but you know, it's nothing for me. It's just another day. But this run was different. No, this run was not another day. It was different. It was very different because I've been changing a lot lately, guys. Oh my god, I've been changing so much lately. All positive changes. I would say I'm 1,000 times better than I was a week ago, and that's the usual. I mean, truthfully, that's the usual. I just get better every week. I get a lot better every week. I get smarter, get better, get more motivated. I mean, it's easy, right? But I'm just getting better, and it's like really blowing my mind. And yeah, recently I've started to define trying. So this complex idea of like, what is trying? How do you try? How do you not try? Like, what is trying? Oh my god, just try your hardest. Well, what does that mean? No one knows. So and there's no definition of it. Like, try to find a definition, a working, functional definition of tryharding. And you know, let's go to Google Images. Maybe there's some on Google Images. See if I can show you guys the problems you have. That's that. It's not Firefox. Difficult or annoying, hard to endure. What's going on? What's going on, Google? It's great, dude. Alright, let's try. Make an attempt or effort to do something great. What does that mean? What does this mean? You know, we need to know, right? We need to know. Try. What is trying? What is trying? How about that? What is try? Because you know, I have my own definitions. I'm actually defining this, guys. I'm the only person. I'm a elephant. I'm a big elephant in the room, you know. Yeah, you can't. What does trying mean? Urban Dictionary, try hard. And actually, you know, this is a pejorative. This is bad. You know, people call you a bad person if you try hard. You don't want to be a tryhard. What's going on in the world of gaming? The gaming world is so backwards. I would say it's the most backwards shit. It's easily the most backwards shit you see anywhere for like competitive environments. Like in speedrunning, I would say it's like at the bottom. Of just like, there's absolutely no respect for competitive environment. It's a complete joke. People in gaming, like, it's so sad. But not me. I'm all about winning. I'm about winning. I'm about cash. And what I'm about right now is defining trying. So, how do you define try? I have my own definitions, of course. But whatever, enough about that. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't try as hard as I could try, right? I'm extremely good at mechanical execution. Like we already go there, we already get that. And part of the reason I'm so good at mechanical execution is these definitions of trying. I originally go back about a few months, and I said that you don't control things. People don't control things. Everything is a result. You don't control results, therefore you don't control anything. It's true. Okay, it's true. They're great. What that means is that when you do things, simple things, you actually have to make an effort to do it to make sure the chances of it happening is high, right? Wait a minute. That's what trying is. That's what making an effort is. That's a definition. That's a simple definition of trying, right? Or at least a basic outline. So that's why my mechanical execution is so good. It's just good across the board all the time. I'm always making an effort. Okay, cool. That's great. And that's interesting too, because that's really important. You know, people do not emphasize this. The other thing this is all me, by the way, is why do you need to try? Why do you need a definition for trying? Right, see, trying is the end game of macronatural gameplay. When you apply macronatural gameplay to itself an infinite number of times, you take the limit, you get concept you get is called trying. That's what trying is, right? This is another simple definition of trying. This is so powerful. It really is this powerful. It really can change your life. I'm not, maybe 2 videos. I made an hour-long video talking about how trying is so important. It's the most important thing in the universe, the history of the universe. Humanity, human decision-making, it's the most powerful thing, 100% across the board. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, guys. You just take natural gameplay, apply it to itself an infinite number of times, and then simplify it. And what do you get trying, right? So, I'm kidding, but that really is that's true. Actually, it's true. So, what it means, the point of why you apply yourself an infinite number of times, what that means basically is, what do you do? What can you do? Naturally, like natural in the current moment in the time, who you really are, what your state of being. So, and the reason for this is because if you, let's say you find an answer. It's this answer question problem I was asking. So if you find an answer, you stop trying because the answer is supposed to do for you what you try to do, right? That's the you don't control things. You don't control things, so you need to try to make it work. Well, also, if you don't control things, if you find an answer, you don't try because the answer is supposed to do it for you. The answer is supposed to control things for you, right? But it doesn't work like that. I think so. You don't control things, so you actually stop trying if you find an answer, which is true. It's sort of good and sort of bad. Problem is, the end game is you have to try. The end game of macro-industrial gameplay is you have to try. So suddenly there's no answers. Or if you do find an answer, you're actually worse off because you're not trying. So you don't want to find an answer. There are no answers. It's one or the other. Well, that's true. Then what we need to do is try extremely hard. What's interesting about that statement actually is that is supposed to be an answer, right? So therefore, it can't be an answer. But if it's not an answer based on being an answer, then it is still an answer. It doesn't make any sense. It's confusing. It's complicated. It's a true paradox. The problem with that is that there is a way to solve that. You apply natural gameplay. You take that, you apply natural gameplay to it, right? That'll actually solve it. Because this is what natural gameplay solves these paradoxes. And I realize I'm not actually sure they're paradoxes. I think they're more they're not closed paradoxes. They're not technically paradoxes. They are, but they're open paradoxes. You ever saw a Sudoku? You have 2 boxes next to each other, and they're both like 1 or 2, and 2, groups of 9 over 2, whatever you get it. You have another 2 boxes next to each other, and they're 1 or 2, and everything else is solved. And they're like, well, which is which, right? This is not a paradox. This is actually an open paradox. So it's dependent on the rest of the puzzle. That's what Sudoku. So that's basically what we got here. But that's actually, I think this try thing is actually a true paradox. But basically, what you do is apply natural gameplay to it, and then you continue to apply it. This is why, right? So this is how we're defining trying. And so you apply natural gameplay to this problem, this trying problem, and then also that's the whole point of natural gameplay is to apply it to itself. So you apply natural gameplay to it, and then you get well, how do you change? What is natural gameplay? How do you apply natural gameplay to it? Find a third factor. You find a third variable. Add the third variable to this problem that has 2 variables, which is trying. Either it's wrong or it's right, right? This paradox is wrong or right. So either if you try, you get an answer, and then that answer, if you have an answer, you're not trying, right? So is that an answer or not? Is that itself an answer or not? I have no idea. So we'll apply a third factor to it. So like if you increase the skill, it doesn't matter, that paradox still stands, but you're actually better at the game. That's what natural gameplay is basically. So we're gonna do that. But this whole thing is a result of natural gameplay. So actually apply natural gameplay to itself, and we're gonna keep applying it to itself in a fit number of times, and we're gonna get the end result. Basically, the answer to this paradox is trying itself is unconditional. The point of it, if you add a third variable to something, it's unconditional. It doesn't change. Right? It's not conditional on this problem, this paradox, but you still improve, right? The end result changes because it's unconditional. So the end result of this paradox is actually that trying is unconditional, and it's uniquely unconditional. That's why I think it's a true paradox. It's not beliefs. Basically, beliefs are unconditional. All beliefs are unconditional, right? Because you believe in them. That's why they're conditional. So that's great. Trying is not necessarily true in that. It's not a belief. So it's not necessarily unconditional, but it is unconditional because you can't. If you give up, you weren't trying. So you can't give up. So you have to try. So it's always unconditional. There's no condition. So you can't conditionally try because you would give up. Well, that's not trying. So you actually can't conditionally try. Therefore, it's unconditional. That's what trying is. This is the simple definition of trying. And what happens is when you apply magical game to it to itself an infinite number of times, that's the end result. It becomes trying is unconditional. Therefore, you have to always try. Well, you don't have to always try because if you say that, it won't work. You have to follow the logical steps, which is that trying is unconditional. Which what it means is that you can't give up. So if you ever give up, you're not trying. So time to start trying. That's really interesting, right? But now take that and go further. That's what I discovered. This is all old news. My viewers, you guys already know this little stuff, right? Because I've been telling you guys stuff for a while now, right? You already know all this stuff. Irrelevant. So the next step, though, and you guys don't know any of this. This is all new information. The next step is very interesting. Is that there's simple stuff that I wasn't doing that's like really important that I just never realized. Simple stuff like, for example, we have. Hold up, hold on, guys. I forget. Oh yeah, I'm not making a good effort all the time. Whoa, really? Wait a minute. I'm not. Well, I thought I was the guy at trying. I was the guy at everything. It's true. Yeah, actually, I'm not trying all the time, constantly, right, in all scenarios. Well, no one is. Why? Well, most people are. Some people are. The winners are. Real winners, I can guarantee they are. And actually, it's interesting because I'm going to give my next step, which actually, the harder you try at something, the better you get at it, long term. That's all it is. It's very simple. And so, what happens is, I realize, why is Korea so good at League of Legends? It's not the infrastructure. There's a lot of infrastructure, and that's why they're better. That's ultimately why they're better, like, obviously. They produce better players, produce better teams. Ultimately, they're better. But it's not actually the infrastructure is why they're better. It's because the players try more on an individual level. Because there's infrastructure. Because there's more meaning, there's more merit, there's more than they get out of it. Because of the infrastructure, the players actually individually try more, right? Well, they're this great region, they're touted to be this great people, they have to win, right? So therefore they try more, of course. That's why the Koreans are the better players. That's why they win. It's not actually infrastructure. So what losers will do, and this is what conditional gameplay is, and that's why it's wrong. What losers will do is they'll pick the reason, it's the infrastructure. And then they'll create infrastructure without the trying, and then they'll lose. And they're like, why did I lose? Meanwhile, winner will do something else new. They'll win, and they're like, the loser will have to say, okay, well, now I have to copy him. I need the conditional. The infrastructure is conditional. Trying is unconditional, and the beliefs are unconditional. And this is interesting. And so, how do you improve? How do you improve your community? For example, create infrastructure. Infrastructure is not going to improve the players, but it's going to make the players more determined, which is going to improve the players over a long period of time. Basically, this Korea thing, a big question I had for a long time, and I solved it. This is great. It's incredible. It's magnificent. It really is, guys. Now, let's get into what I was talking about earlier. I'm not trying hard enough. And actually, you know what? Did I predict this back in May? Actually, I did. My dedicated viewers, you guys already know this stuff. Most of my ideas compound and they build on my previous ideas. It's like I'll make an hour-long video. Make sure to watch the whole video, by the way. Once you watch the whole video, the next 6 months of videos are all stem from that video. Right? This is just progress. This is not a random one thing. And so most of these ideas, you guys already know these ideas. And this is not new information. I've never made a video that has new information. But the new information I'm leaking right now in this video is actually that, I'm not trying hard enough. And I realized, let's go back to natural tryharding, right? I created this idea. Actually, I didn't say natural tryharding is a thing in May. I said natural tryharding is a thing. It's a secret. I said this is a secret. This is a solution to powerful natural gameplay. This is fundamentally what macro natural gameplay is. Well, 4 months later, I'm literally saying the exact same thing. It's more fleshed out, right? Because I didn't know how to apply natural gameplay to itself an infinite number of times. I didn't have this tryhard paradox. I didn't have simple definitions of trying, right? Back then. And this is why trying is so revolutionary. It's fucking amazing, guys. Because if you create, and this is the thing, there's two things about trying. So I say trying solves this paradox of trying and not trying. It's try. You don't want to find an answer because if you find an answer, you stop trying, right? Well, that in itself is an answer. You stop trying. Well, what's the solution here? What's the solution here? What is the goal here? It's not to try. Yeah, it is at the same time. But it's very important that it's not simply to just try harder. Because that is an answer. So it doesn't do anything for you. The real answer, though, is the exact same thing, but it's the point, it's the meaning. The meaning is it's unconditional. You have to try unconditionally. That's the solution, right? It's not a belief, but it's unconditional. It's an unconditional action, right? It's an input, which is so important. And it's the same thing where right now I say it's fundamentally natural tryharding. I mean, it's incredible how it's all come together. It's just absolutely incredible. This is natural tryharding. So basically, all I need to do is take League to Pass more seriously. That's all I have to do. It's really that simple. I'll get way better at it. Like, that's all I have to do, really. Yeah, actually, that's all I have to do is take it more seriously. And anybody can do this. It's very easy. So do 100 no reset runs in a row. If you haven't done 100 no reset runs in a row, what the hell are you doing? You're either not speedrunning, you're not watching my videos, you're a noob. It's one of the three, right? If you're not speedrunning, I don't know why you're watching my videos. If you are a noob, well, you're watching my videos. It's a very good start. So stop resetting. Start doing some no reset runs. If you've done your 100 no reset runs in a row, great. You're on track. You're right where I am. I'm at like 160 or something, 170. I don't know. Technically, I've reset 3 times. Whatever. I threw it in the window. One of the times my game soft locked, and I just said fuck it. I should have finished the run. Honestly, I think it was a real reset. So we'll have to take the loss. You know, take the loss. But this is the beauty of tryharding, because no matter what the situation is, you would keep going. Right? It's unconditional, and this is why unconditional tryharding actually would solve this paradox, because it doesn't matter what the real answer is. You just keep going. And actually, it leads to another interesting thing that I created a long time ago. It's not the correct beliefs. Like, correct beliefs are not relevant here. Everyone's trying to have correct beliefs. Correct beliefs are conditional. They're not relevant. It's the strength of the beliefs that matters. Strong beliefs are unconditional, and that leads to winning and losing. Hitler is the best and the worst example. He had the wrong beliefs, right? But he had very strong beliefs, and so he's very successful in his right. That's the problem. Right and wrong is irrelevant. Throw right and wrong out the window. Change it with strong and weak. Well, this is exactly what macronatural gameplay is saying, right? This is exactly what trying is saying, right? So no longer does it matter if you're right or wrong. It just matters how hard you try. And I don't even think it's hard trying, because hard trying sounds like that's difficult. It sounds like I don't know if I can do that, right? Let's naturalize it. Ooh. Are we really taking the limit of applying natural gameplay to yourself an infinite number of times and taking the limit of that, and then applying natural gameplay to that limit, which is a natural gameplay applied to itself? Yes, we actually are doing that. That's exactly what this is. That's what natural tryharding is. That's why it's such an interesting, complex argument. It's also very simple. It's very simple, but it's also very interesting and complex. And it's great too, because this is a definition. This is an actual definition of trying. No one has definitions of trying. You know, people say just make a good effort. Come on, get these clowns out of here. I'm providing you with a real definition. It's cool. So now we can find some natural ways to try harder. And actually, I love natural gameplay, because the thing about natural gameplay is that it's already applied to itself. It's already applied to itself to find a simple way to say a simple thing. So the whole point is, if it's too complex, it's confusing, right? So you need a simple way to express it, right? Natural gameplay, it's a very complex theory. So the simple way to express it is find stuff that's reliably recreatable, consistently recreatable, right? If you can cleanly express it to someone, if it's super tangible, and you can recreate it under any circumstance, therefore it's natural, right? That's what natural gameplay is, which is great. Well, macronatural gameplay, this is very complicated. So let's simplify it. Let's naturalize macronatural gameplay. Basically, entirely all this comes down to is how hard you try. Your gameplay skill, not micro interaction skill. Right? I don't care how many pumps you can get in an hour, you know. I'm not interested. I don't care how many multi-shines can you do. Oh my god, look, Wes Wallace is the best tech in the world. Yeah, he gets 50, 65th at Big House. Oh, well, no one cares a shit about this shit. Hungrybox he's probably not even very good at Melee, right? Who's the best at Melee, specifically at Melee? Not Hungrybox. Who's winning the tournaments? Well, he won the last 2 tournaments. All right. You know, add it up, guys. It's not that hard. It's the same Link to Pass. Who's the best Link to Pass mechanically? It's not me. It ain't Zelda. Who's winning? Zelda has all the accomplishments. He has all the records. Like why do people think being good at the game is irrelevant? It's not. It's literally an irrelevant skill. It's not even a skill. It's getting good at a game, specifically good at a game, is actually abject of a skill. It's the opposite of skill. It actually shows that you don't have a skill. Yeah. This is real gameplay. This is natural gameplay. So let's naturalize macro natural gameplay. Basically, it just comes down to trying. If the more you try, the better you are. Relative transitive gameplay skill is a direct function of trying. How hard are you trying? Very important, very interesting. So what that means is that what is the natural way to try? And one natural way to try is very easy. You don't control things, therefore you have to make an effort to do them, right? So make an effort to press the buttons. Make sure you press the buttons and find clean, easy ways to do that. It's not very difficult. And actually, I was talking about like liquid gameplay. And actually, this is very, very interesting because liquid finding gameplay, which I found this in July, right, is the ultimate state of when the self and your decisions, what the self can do, and the decisions the self makes are in harmony. That's what liquid gameplay is, and that's the peak. This is the actual peak of gameplay, right? This is like the nirvana of gameplay. It's when those two things are in complete harmony. And it's very rare. Very few people have ever done this, if not anybody. Maybe nobody's ever done this. And I experienced the true suffering of this in that last run I just did. It's all coming back, guys. It's all coming back. Because in that last run I did, I was decided to take my Link to Pass runs more seriously. And what this means is that if I go into a run that gets 3 walls, don't do strategies that are faster, but I don't feel 100% confident on. But I do them anyway because I want to get gold split, right? I do them anyway because why not? I do them anyway because it's faster, but I can't really do it. Let's try it out. These things go out the window. You have to throw these out the window. You have to throw them out the window because you're not trying. That's not what you do if you're trying. You're not taking it seriously at all. This is what a clown does. And it's that simple. But it's interesting because you can't just say that and then it works. You have to actually understand the why. And the point of natural gameplay is it doesn't matter why. You can just make bullshit up and then make it make sense to you. Like, wow, that makes perfect sense. I'm a genius. That's not what I'm doing. That sounds like what I'm doing. What I'm doing actually doesn't make sense. Because I argued, let's go deeper, right? If you just make up some random bullshit and then you say, that makes perfect sense to me, and you actually believe in it, if you actually believe in it, that's what matters. So if you just make a bunch of random bullshit and you say you believe in it, you don't believe in it. So for me, I actually needed to believe in it, right? So everything I'm saying, I actually truly believe in, which is why it's so powerful. That's all real. That's why I believe in it. So I got lucky there. And you can either follow my logic or, but I mean, a lot of people do this shit. You know, how do you think Michael Jordan got so good at basketball, right? I have no idea. But at some point, he decided to start making a real effort. Whoa! And then his gameplay exploded. It's the same in Korea. Why did all these Koreans get so good? You can't have every Korean randomly be a god gamer, yet everyone else in every region is not a god gamer. It has nothing to do with ethnicity, nothing to do with that shit, right? Nothing to do with intelligence. Why are Korea so good? It's not randomly because of the border. It's not the border. No, it's because of the infrastructure. It's because they try more because of the infrastructure, right? That's all it is. And this is these players do, and they realize when they start really getting out there. Now, the whole point of it, this is what's difficult, is get rid of the conditional beliefs and replace it with unconditional beliefs. And everybody's constantly doing this or not doing it at some point. And so the point is, the more seriously you take every interaction, it compounds, and it's going to lead you to go farther and do better and do more in life. Now, it's not that easy. And I know this firsthand because of this run I just did. Most of the run, I was like, whoa. In that single moment, I was like about to do. I want to take it seriously, but then I'd go to like Fence Dash, for example. So I want to take it seriously, but I go to Fence Dash, which it's a 2-button 1-frame input. You basically press left and A at the same frame out of a cutscene, and then you save like 30 frames. So and it's kind of tricky. And if you just hold left, it's like it loses 30 frames, right? And it's brain dead if you hold left, right? So sometimes I don't want to do that. But it's pretty simple, and if you don't get the input, you can just cancel it. It's like 20. It's 12 frames slower. Actually, it's 18 frames faster if you get it over not doing it. It's 12 frames slower over not doing it if you don't get it, and it loses 30 frames overall, right? So it's very small stuff, but and this is how crazy this is. This is how important in like these little things. I always go for it. Right? Because it's fun to do. I can save this 30 frames. I get it like 60-70% of the time anyway. Might as well. And I can get a gold split if I get it, right? So I always go for it. It's plus it's not punishing if I fail at only 30 frames. So I always go for it. Unless it's a very, very good run and I'm on PB pace. I don't go for it in that case because I'm not 100% confident, and it's a lot easier. Because the thing is, it's such a big deal because anxiety is gonna fuck your run up. The reason I don't go for it on a big run is because anxiety is gonna fuck my run up more than the 30 frames. Yeah, sure, I lose 30 frames if I don't if I go for it and I fuck it up. Sure, I lose those 30 frames, but this is the point of when you're on a very good run, you minimize anxiety because I don't care about 30 frames. I care about the 40 seconds I'm ahead, right? So you intentionally don't go for something like that to stay in control, to reduce anxiety. Well, the anxiety is there regardless. And anxiety is too complex to defeat, right? And it's too complex to defeat because anxiety itself makes you forget about things. It makes you dumber, so you can't. There's no way. That's why it's too complex. There's no way. There's no proactive counter solution to anxiety because you would just forget it, and then you lose. But on very good runs, you can control it. Well, it's not controlling the anxiety. All what happens is you're just trying harder. But what that means is you're doing you're in your control, basically. So I was right about liquid gameplay, but I was wrong about liquid gameplay is a effect. It's completely an effect. How do you approach this effect? That's what matters. It's not the effect itself. So if you force liquid gameplay, it doesn't work because it's natural gameplay. Well, we're getting liquid gameplay by applying natural gameplay. And yeah, one way to do it is try. So I need to take interactions like this more seriously. This is you did it, dude. You fucking did it. That's all. That's what it is, guys. This is a gameplay theory. This is the complete macro-natural gameplay solution. This is what macro-natural gameplay is. To a T. Across the board. This is groundbreaking. Completely groundbreaking. Everybody who watches this video and understands the video should be able to dramatically improve your gameplay. I don't care who you are. I don't care how bad you are. Everybody can make more of an effort. If you can't make more of an effort, you're winning. You're in first place. I don't care what it is. Because I've never seen players who try hard all the time. I've never met a player. Even Zelda doesn't. Armada doesn't. Does Faker do it? Maybe. He might. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. But he's such a good player and he tries his hardest all the time. He's able to... And this is why I think he can play so many champions. Because he knows his limits. He's in complete harmony with his limits, and I don't think Faker is, because I don't think Faker's the best gamer in the world, best gamer of all time. If somebody's better than him, then he's doing something wrong. So I don't think it is, but he's the best example. So this is really, 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 really great. It's so incredible. Like it's so easy too. Anybody can do this, right? Think about it. What can you do better? What can you do better who's watching this video? You're a speedrunner. We're all speedrunners. You're bad at speedrunning. You're garbage, okay? You're trash. You have even if you have second place in a game, you're fucking garbage. You want to get better. How can you get better? You want to get the record. I know you guys are like that. I know speedrunners watching my videos. I know you guys are like that. What can you do? Besides natural gameplay, which you should already be doing, take the game more seriously. Take the game more seriously. Take your runs more seriously. It's that simple. It's that simple. You want to get extreme? Find easy, natural things you can do, right? So the fence dash thing is very simple. Now, fence dash is kind of complicated, but one thing that was very simple for me was no more hovering. No more hovering. Hovering is a 5-second time save. It's fun. It means I can get gold Ganon's towers, and it means I can get gold Ganon's because it saves the menu again. So it's very fun to do. It's right at the end of the run. It's risky, but it's pretty easy. It's consistent. So I always go for it. Why not? You know, unless the run's good, of course I won't go for it. But why not? So this is actually completely fucked because I'm not taking it seriously. Right? I'm not taking it seriously because if I was taking this run very seriously, I would never hover because I just don't feel like I could do it. So I stopped hovering. That's extremely simple. This is natural. This is a natural solution, right? This is extremely simple, and I just stopped hovering. Of course, like obvious, duh. Well, fence dash. I might stop going for fence dash. Same reason, you know. And actually, this is interesting too because when I created this tryhard paradox, what it also means is paradox. It also means that the order matters. So it's not just that what you do matters. It's actually the order. So you need to do the correct thing to win, basically. And I know I said earlier it's about beliefs. Well, basically, let's look at like math. Look at the math equation. So you can believe as much as you want, but 3 plus 2 is 5. So 3 plus x is 5. What is x? X is 2. It's always 2. So, but it's not just what matters. It's actually the order of the solutions. It's not just the solutions themselves. It's the order of the solutions that also matter. And maybe this is why having correct beliefs or having strong beliefs leads to winning. Because when you have strong beliefs, you learn the order right, and then you learn what's good and bad, and so you end up being correct anyway. If you force what's correct and not correct, you don't learn how. You don't learn the order. Is the problem. You don't learn the order, and the order is very important. But literally, what I just said is the order, right? So I'm not going for fence dash anymore because I'm not 100% confident. This is the correct order. Because what happens now is, randomly on a good run, I'm like, you know what? I'm confident on fence dash. I think I can get it. I go for it. I get it. When I'm not confident on it, I don't go for it. This is liquid gameplay. This is winning. This is the winning formula. I already said it's the absolute solution. Natural fighting is the absolute solution. Liquid gameplay is the absolute solution. I've already said this. Well, both of these are true, but how? We need to get to them. Well, I just got to them. So yeah, I think I'm going to get a very good run soon. I'm going to get a very, very good run very soon. I actually don't know how soon because I have carpal tunnel in my left hand, and it's extremely painful to play Link to Pass. I play for about an hour. My hand cramps up. I can't feel my thumb. It's burning still. It's very difficult to play. And I'm destroying the game. I'm getting like incredible runs every run with these horrible, horrible hand problems. These hand problems, they come and go. It's pretty bad right now. I've changed my posture a lot when I type and also when I play the game, so I'm a little bit better. I'm hoping this actually improves health over time, like 6 months, you know. Think about it, natural solutions. These are natural solutions. But if this does help, what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to play the game better, more, and longer, of course. And then that's big because it's big news, guys. BN, of course. Of course. That's big news because what that means is that I'm playing like a fucking god. Every run I do right now, I get 10 times better because I learn. And actually, this last run is powerful because I thought I would have an easy time taking the game more seriously. Like I just stopped doing all these. I do so many stupid things in runs. I can't tell you, like thousands of dumb things that I should just never do. No one should ever do. But because it's fun, I just want to do it. I just want to goof around. So I just stopped doing all that. And my runs are getting way better. And I thought that I could just do it all in one run. That last run I did, I didn't realize like how many things I really was shaky on, which is good. This is the whole point. I'm learning the order. There's all these things I just never realized. Like I'm like really shaky on it. It's like, here's the thing about trying. It has nothing to do with results. So if you are playing very bad and you're tired and you're sick and you're not feeling good and you do a run, you're gonna do poorly. Like everybody knows this. This is certain. It's nothing to do with trying. So you can still try under the circumstances. That's the beauty of trying, and that's also the whole point of it. It's irrelevant whether you succeed or not. And so when you fail and you say, okay, I need to work on what I failed, that's sort of good. But the problem is that sometimes you fail things and it has nothing to do with, like, you just weren't feeling good or you were distracted, like anxiety. So if that's your solution, if that's your answer, this is the problem with answers, you stop trying. If that's your answer, then you'll never try again. So again, that's not really an answer. Like, it's true technically, you failed it, therefore you can prove it. It's true technically, but it's not an answer. Or it's not the answer. It's a fine thing. If you've ever worked with logic, if you guys ever worked with logic puzzles or solve a Sudoku, the hard kind, not the easy ones. Solve a hard Sudoku. You see a lot of these, like, your logic needs to be very tight. Any little error in logic, the whole thing gets fucked. So these like micro differences, like the fact that those two things are there being different, it's like really important. That those are different. It's very important. And if you don't think it's important, what's going to happen is you're going to equate them to the same thing, and then you're confused, and then your gameplay's bad. So it's really important. So basically, yeah, I'm going to get a meaty fucking run, because every run I do, it's like, wow, I didn't know I was shaky at this. I need to take it seriously. I need to take Link Password seriously, basically. I need to try harder. So I'm just fixing everything. Like, it's just crazy. Like, holy shit. Like, no more hovering. No more crazy arbos. I mean, if I get behind, like, this is a thing, and I think this is a thing. Anybody can be a god gamer. Like, literally anybody. In fact, I would say 99% of people have at one point in their life been a god gamer. In gameplay even. And then if you don't look at gameplay, look at outside of gameplay. Everybody has, right? If you believe in something, if you care about something, you'll make an effort, and then you'll become a god gamer. That's all it takes. The problem is, like, consistently, reliably being a god gamer. That's what's very difficult, because you have to actually completely understand the system. If you completely understand the system, you can recreate it. It's natural. Well, that's very difficult, because randomly people will try. For example, crew battles. Why are crew battle results so wonky? It's because people try a lot harder crew battles. People try a lot harder crew battles because they have their team on their back. It's not just them; they have the team on their back and their region. And usually they care a lot about the region or the team, or there's a lot of beef. So in crew battles, it's very important. People always try. That's why the results are so fucked up in crew battles, because, and it's not everybody, of course, because most people don't know how to actually try hard. They don't understand it. Fortunately, I'm telling you guys literally the secrets of life right now, so you guys can just start winning. Everybody's doing this. I mean, look at Slux. Look at this weekend, Big House 7. Look at what Slux did. He did pretty good. Look at Leffen's games against Rocky. Rocky almost beat Leffen. No, Rocky did beat Leffen game 1, right? No, he lost. He was up 3 stocks to 1 against Leffen, legitimately, some random Falco. And then game 2, he almost beat him also. It was a 2-0. What happened though? And then it wasn't just Rocky. It was Rocky's homeboy right after. Rishi or something. Almost beat, or maybe it's Junebug. Junebug almost beat Leffen right after. Like, who are these people? But why aren't they beating Leffen, right? Well, the gameplay's not good enough. Okay, we already know this. Why are they doing so well one game and then so poorly the other game? It's because the game 1, they're like super try hard. Because you have nothing to lose. So, of course, they're trying game 1. And then game 2, they stop trying because, well, you have nothing to lose still, but they have ego. That's what they'll lose. And so they think they'll lose. You can't lose ego. That makes no sense. So, but you think you can, right? That's the problem, ego. And so they stop trying because they can't the ego. So that's why I'm finding natural ways to try hard for you guys. Well, one of them is take the game more seriously. So no more hovering. What would you do on godlike pace? What would you do on PB pace? Why do I play? I play like a complete god gamer on PB pace. I have never played that good. I have never played or seen anyone play as good as I do on PB pace. Quite frankly, it's fucking disgusting. I'm extremely nervous, and I play like a monster, a complete monster. 124.35 PB was actually terrifying. I think people that play Link to the Past that understand that run and that watch that run actually should be terrified about it. It had 6 gold splits, I think, which is insane. And not just that, like, it was a 40-second PB. It had 8 Ganon warps. is a 40-second PB with 8 gain warps. And it wasn't just that. I lost 25 seconds outside of that. So I lost 25 seconds. I had 8 gain warps. It was a 40-second PB. It's how disgusting this runs. It had 6 gold splits. 1 move well, and like 4 splits that were like 1 second, 2 seconds off gold. It was a very good run. A few of the splits were bad and had a bunch of gain warps. Well, no, it was a disgusting god tier run. This run is far better than every time someone gets a 124, they think it's a good run. My 124 was like 10 times better than all you guys. Well, same with my 126. My 126 was fucking phenomenal. 125.42, phenomenal. 125.11, that was okay. It was decent. It was a good run. It wasn't that good though. It was okay. The point is, I keep busting out god runs. Well, I can't bust out a god run anymore because I can't be a minute ahead of my PB anymore. So I can't bust out a god run anymore. So I needed to actually get good at the game. I can't rely on getting a god run because the problem is when I get on a god run, I start tryharding. And because I start tryharding, I start playing good. Because I start tryharding. But if I'm not on a god run, I don't try. Pretty much across the board. So, I don't try. I stopped trying back in 2015 September 4th or something. I got home for PAX. I got a PB on 124.23. I never be on a god run again. And so basically I just stopped trying. And then a year later, I started trying again, and I PB'd 4 times in 2 months. 3 of those was in a weekend. Because I started trying again. And I started really performing. And then I got so much better at the game. I came with actual gameplay. And then 4 months later, I came up with... I actually got another god run. And then I started trying again. And then... That run actually wasn't that good, the 23.39. It wasn't actually that good because I beat it again. A month later, I beat it again. 32. And then I kind of course, I plateaued on 23.32. Now, I have plateaued. Sure. Plateauing at 123.32, I think is normal. I think you should plateau at that level. Especially to go from a 124.13 4 months later to go 123.32. Yeah, I think plateauing is completely normal. And actually, if you look at my skill, I haven't plateaued at all. I'm like 10. I'm way better than was when I got to 23.32. I'm way better. I didn't plateau at all. I just haven't PB'd, and a lot of this is my carpal. A lot of this is my left thumb. I just can't play. I have about 1 run a day. It's really frustrating. So, and I think what's going to happen soon, very soon, is a lot of things are going to come together, and I'm going to get a very good run. I think I can go down about 20 seconds. I need 14. 20 would be hard. I would need very good RNG, but 20 doable. And honestly, I don't give a shit because I'm interested in improving. I don't care about PBing. I don't care about results at all. I'm interested in getting better at the game. Naturally getting better at the game so much that I don't have to... I could easily get a better run without much effort, right? And that's what's happening. That's actually what's happening. I'm getting like way better. That's great. So I'm gonna get a god run very soon, which is cool. 2 months ago, actually, it's about a month and a half ago. I said 2 months. You know, my plan to take over speedrunning in 2 months. It literally is happening as we talk. It's literally live happening. Like this is happening live. I'm actually taking over speedrunning in 2 months. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys. That was a, you know, I just said that for fun. That's a fun status. It's coming true. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying yet, guys. I'm not even trying yet. I'm gonna bust out some really ludicrous stuff. If you like good gameplay, then you're subscribed to our channel, because I'm gonna bust out some really ludicrous gameplay. It's something else that I realized that Crystal, she's extremely hard. She would it's always try hardest all the time, and it's in the same sense. She would take it very seriously. Take them very seriously. I know people ignore this. Everyone ignores this. This is half the reason she got so good. It's because you take the game seriously all the time, and then you learn your limits. Basically, that's all it is. You take the game seriously, you learn the limits, you get better at the game, and then you can perform in clutch situations. That's all it is. It's very simple. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. WQ. I'm basically giving you the secrets on how to get very good at a video game, very good at anything. This is fundamentally the secret. It's very easy. If you can't do it, of course you can't do it. You're forcing it. Don't force it. Find natural ways. Understand it. You know, use a third variable. Use a belief. Use an unconditional belief, which is all beliefs are unconditional. Use a belief to change how you think which now you can, and then try to direct it into the thing that is you're trying to do, right? That you're trying to force. That's all you have to do. It's very simple. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Make sure you have a good day. Make sure you guys PB. Make sure you do a run in PB, because I know listening to this, everybody in here can PB first run. I know every single one of you. And if you doubt yourself, just make sure to make a good effort. That's all that matters.